oils, the oil cleansers. If you need like hydration, after like using a week after using that, you'll notice a big difference in your skin. You'll be like, you'll have more of a glow as well.
I know that. So just to speak about myself, my hair has gone through different stages, and there was a time where I basically lost my hair, and so Kriissy does my hair, and that's the one thing I know as a person who comes to get their hair done. When you have somebody that I think it's like growing hands, you want to stick with that person. Someone who takes the time, someone who listens to you, someone who, you know, gives you the reality, but very nicely, because you're like, I want this style. Like, no, I don't think it's going to work. Kriissy was more or less like, no. I'm like, did it grow? Did it grow yet? No. Right here. I'm like, I have a little bit of peach fuzz. No. But she would say what I can use or whatever. And I think that's also what you're talking about, that community, that safe space, that, you know, I think sometimes we look at movies like, what is it? Is it Beauty Shop or something with Queen Latifah? You know, I don't know, when you see those movies, sometimes I think about going to the beauty parlor when I was younger. It's changed. It doesn't look like that anymore. So I know what it was like for many years for me. I don't feel like that here. Even though it's the same sense of community, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different vibe that's going on. It's still a sense of community, but there's a warmth to it. Even though everybody's trying to stay ahead, keep afloat, and do the things that they need to do, when I walk in here, I feel a sense of warmth. You know, even though like you're behind there, someone's over there, Lonae's over there, you still feel like a little bit of connection, and that's a good feeling, especially because you're very vulnerable when you're coming to get your hair done. When it's going through a growing stage, you are extremely vulnerable. You know, you sit next to someone else with this flowing hair.
Right. You know? Growing up, we went to the Dominicans, and they would talk so bad about you, about your hair, being nappy, and yes, I know. That's what I always went, and for a while, that is where I went. I'm getting my hair blown. But the heat wasn't always good for my hair. I have psoriasis, so I had to also learn. I had psoriasis in my scalp, and this is why it's falling out. And when you say no, not too much heat, you can. No, I know I can't. You know, breakage,
right? So things like that, and that you want to take that into consideration. It is almost like you said, like therapy, but like, you know, when you're going to the doctor, you want to be heard. Like, hey, no, you can't do that with my hair. You can't. Really listening to your client, because sometimes we're going through stuff and it comes with it. So, you know, that is a big thing, right? So, what is some piece of advice that you give someone? Because we did talk about, you know, I think we touched very little on your obstacles and challenges. I don't know what you guys did during COVID. Like you said, you moved here. But for COVID, a lot of people weren't getting their hair done. A lot of people weren't coming out. You had businesses that had to get loans, or I think they had the thing with the city, right? Didn't you have to do things to open your shop back up, and you had to fall within a certain criteria? How did that play a part for you?
So when COVID hit, I was in another salon. So I was like, you know, just a hairstylist at the salon. So it didn't fall on me, all of the, you know, requirements and stuff. I did have to, like, people would come, like, and not investigators. I guess they worked for the city, and they would come and make sure that everything was abided by. So you had to show them like a log of when the last time somebody cleaned or sanitized, or it was a log of like the hand sanitizer that was there, and what like cleaning products we had, and if we had the signs for 6 feet apart, and how many people were in the salon at this, you know, at the time. But during COVID, I wasn't working, and at that time I was still living with my mom, so thank God. But I also had a another job that I was getting paid for. So COVID didn't really affect me in that way because I didn't have a business yet, and then also I had other income.
Right.
But after COVID, when we came back, I felt like there was like a surge. Like everybody was coming to get their hair done. Everybody was like, no, I'm back outside. I need my hair done.
Everybody had to
I made the most of it.
Yeah. So COVID was a gift and a curse. I feel like everybody had money. Everybody was up. But after that, it was good. As far as business,
What do y'all do about people who want free hairstyles? Your friends, like, does that happen?
Of course.
Really?
I mean, not as much as it used to, because now I'm more like, my business is more professional, I would say. But in the beginning, of course. But you just gotta put your foot down and be like, okay, no more. Like, because it's my livelihood and how I get paid, and like you don't want to go to work and then you're not getting paid. It's the same with me. So when people see this as your job, as this is like my job, like this is not play, this is not what I'm doing just because we're bored on Friday. Let me just do your hair real quick, and then it's the real quick part. That
real quick.
real quick.
Ain't nothing real quick.
If it's real quick, why you can't do it?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So you just have to like make people not play about that. This is how you make your money. So like, yeah.
Did you guys ever have a problem like when you're first starting out, setting your price is almost like knowing your worth, and sometimes that's something that you feel a little uncomfortable with. You know, money sometimes is dirty when you have to talk about it. Like, how much is it? I don't know. So give me what you think.
Yeah.
How is
I
that?
definitely agree. When I first worked in my first salon, when I was working at my house, I was charging I think $50 to $70 for a install. And that's nothing, you know, compared to, I'm seeing the girls that charge at $300. I'm like, I need to get there. You know what I mean? Like,
work hard and smarter, not harder, right?
I was like, these girls making $300 a head, I'm making $50. You know, once I got to the booth, I was like, all right, my rent is $250. All I know is either one client has to be that $250 or 2 or 3 clients. Like, no more than 3 though, you know? Or 2 for real. Like now, it's 2 for me. So 2 clients, I'm good. I already know I'm good for the week. You know,
and you know you're definitely gonna be having 2 clients at least. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
And when your bills is piling up, you're not that afraid to state your price.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Like I need every dime because you know they be trying to pay on Cash App and Cash App take $2. Like I need that too.
So have you guys, just, you know, not to be very personal, do you have checking accounts and saving accounts? What is your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself next?
Well, I see myself like in my own space, but a space big enough where I can have an area for every service that I can provide, and I can bring people in to help me when I want to have events or service couples or things like that. I want it to be a place you could hang out if you're in the area. I want to have a living room area, you know? I want it to be like that spot that you come to get things done. And if you're waiting for your service, you're not bored or, you know?
Girl, you talking about this spot right here. They got something in the back, so they got a little venue going on. I love this place. I love it. I love it. What about you?
So that's the issue I'm having now with my money managing. You know, my business has come a long way, and I did not manage none of my money properly. But you know, I'm still young, so like it kind of makes up for it because like I know I have fun. You know, that money didn't go towards like straight bills or something. So you know, I have the stuff that I want, and like I get to have fun. So. All I know is from now though, since I'm in school and I know I have to pay back my loan, I'm on top of everything. So moving forward, I'm trying to be more, you know, cautious of what I'm spending my money on. Because my problem is, I think $20 is just $20, but you know, $20 add up.
Exactly.
And then after a while, you spending that same 20, you're broke. So, yeah.
The envelope challenge is helpful. I do
Yeah,
that.
I wanted to try it, but like, I felt like I was gonna go into the envelopes.
You gotta
You will forget about
It's
it.
basically like you take, it depends on if you're going to do like $5, $20 thing, and you basically take every week and you add it to an envelope, and basically it has you like have like an extra $5,000 at the end of the year, depending on how much. You could go 10,000. It just depends on how much you put every week, you know. Some are challenges where you would only put like $2, and then some challenges where you would put $52 each week. So it just is kind of like, it just depends on.
Yeah, it just adds up when it's on.
But you manually put it in there every
Who carries
week.
more cash nowadays? So I never understood that. I never carry cash. I'd rather just have change.
That's the
thing I put in
thing.
the jar is change.
I'd be so like confused now because like I tell my clients cash only, but I feel like if I was to start accepting payments electronically, it will work better for me. But I'm just scared because people be out here scamming and stuff. Like,
reverting that shit.
yes. I had
the child.
a lot of people be disputing their deposits, and I only have a $20 deposit.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So what do you do with that? Because that is something that that is a big thing. I think there are some places that you have to spend a certain amount in order to even make it worth their while to use a card.
Exactly.
Because the fees that you're charged with that. I mean, how do you manage that? Rather to say, you know, I only want cash, or you know, Zelle me, or something like that. I mean, with COVID, I'm never going to cash. Never going to have cash. I'm always. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch dollars. So that's how, you know, that started with me. But how do you work that out? Because I'm not a merchandiser, and I think that is a big thing.
I know. Well, I feel like I've had like chargebacks as well, but I think that falls under like the relationship you have with your clients, because when that started happening to me in the beginning, it made me think like about the character of my clients. Yeah, like who?
Yeah.
I need to.
And I've been thinking about the exact client.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I've been blessed to have my clientele not be. Like, I don't have to worry about my clients. Like, honestly, like, my clients can walk out of here without paying me, and I know they're going to pay me. It's never going to be like I'm hunting them down or like, you know what I mean? I can always, but that's just the blessing. I would not say that for anybody else to do that, but like, I just feel like the character of my clients, I just don't have those problems.
They're good people.
Yeah, and I pray that continues. And as far as like five-year plan, I want to go into more luxury services. I want to start selling hair. I want like my how do you say, like my bills, not my bills, like each client's, like I want to be having days where I can make what I make for like the week.
$1,000 days.
$1,000 days. So I don't have to be working every single day. I could work 3 days.
So what is that, like celebrity clients you're looking for? Maybe an upscale?
You can find people that pay $40.
Yeah, I just work. I don't want to even do celebrity.
You have a punch card.
I would like to do working women that are, want to spend on their hair, and it's a luxury. So it's gonna be like, you get your hair from me. It's everything. Like
one-stop shop.
Exactly.
And it's their lifestyle.
And it's their lifestyle. It's not gonna hurt them. I don't want to be doing like asking for $1,000 from people that really can't afford it. Exactly. That's not what I want to do. I want it to be from women that can afford it, and this is their lifestyle, and it is, their self-care.
Right. I like that. I've asked you ladies a bunch of questions, but we have our co-moderator here. And instead of her just asking questions, not to just bring it up, Chauncey just here as well. She's fantastic. I'm sorry. She does a fantastic job. But these are things of even when to decide, because sometimes you graduated with your degree. What What did you do?
I got health service administration.
Right, and then sometimes you graduate and you decide to take another direction, and it doesn't mean that this path is set in stone for you. You might change, and I think everybody started or was inspired by doing hair at home and,
You have to.
and whatever. So, I mean, I'm listening to you guys. I think about Chauncey and how amazing she is with doing hair and, is this something you think you wanted to get in or definitely no?
No, I knew from when I was younger, people would I guess the people around me would always be like, oh, you should sell plates, or you should really do people's nails, or you should do people's hair. And I just know as a person deep down inside, I'm not really a people person. Like, I can be a people person if I need to be, like if that's my job to be, but I know I don't want to service people. I don't want to listen to your problems. I don't want to I don't want to talk to you all day. I don't want you to sit in my face. I'm not really a best person with one-on-one. Like I like a group situation where I can be by myself. And I also can come off as very timid, which people can think that it's like almost as if they did something wrong to me.
Right.
When in reality, I'm just thinking about what I'm thinking about and has nothing to do
You're
with it.
describing me.
Yeah, so it really has nothing to do with you. So I knew as that person, I knew I couldn't be a person that would service people. I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the store to get stuff before people come to my house.
Right.
Like, I am prepared, but I want to be prepared about my own stuff.
Right.
So I guess that was just one main thing. Like, I know that I can't service people the way they would want to.
Right.
And I don't want to do anything like that's basically half the race. So.
There's a saying, to thy own self be true, but you have to know who you are before you start a business. And it's great to know, I do hair, but if you're not a people person, it doesn't make sense, And you might say that you're not a people person. You don't have, isn't it great bedside? You're just a truth teller. So you don't have I'm
not a comforter. I'm a solution person.
But you also are a great listener. I don't even know if you're really paying attention to me. Sometimes you're like, but I feel like you are, because then later on at another time you bring it up. Yeah. So and so. And people want to feel like they were heard. And that when you sit in that chair, you're really sitting in that chair. You're vulnerable. You're in a certain space. You have gotten better, but that comes with maturity. When I say getting better, I think that comes with growth. But then this is also something you really wanted to do. So you made a life change because you started on one path and you switched.
I used to want my friends to come with me to do people's hair because I didn't want to be, by myself with them. Like it took time, but I wouldn't trade it now. I love my scheduling. I love being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. As far as there is cons and there's pros, but I wouldn't trade. Right now, I'm okay doing what I do.
So we're gonna wrap up, but I want to thank you guys. I think that our conversation, I think it was a good conversation. I think I learned a little bit about each one of you. Just in parting words, I just want to say that it's a brave thing to start a business. It's a brave thing to go into one. Because as we're talking about being vulnerable as customers coming in, you're just as vulnerable. This is your business. This is your baby. You want to see it grow. You want to speak up for yourself. You want to be paid. You want to also set your boundaries, and then you want to go from there. And you want your clientele to grow with you and respect you. So that's really putting yourself out there. So I admire each one of you for that, and also giving us a sense of community and knowing that your place has to be a safe space and a brave space. And if you come with that in mind, I can only imagine your business flourishing. So.
I wanted to say one thing because I was telling my client, I was telling her about Nate and how nice she does hair, and I was saying that, you're welcome, that she's so young and to know what you want to do at such a young age. And then I'm sitting here and she mentioned something about, well, if I would have started before, and I feel like we all do that to ourselves, but you starting, at the perfect time. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Not everybody, we all want our kids to leave high school and graduate from high school and go to college. The reality is, it's not for everybody. And some people, a lot of Black people, we don't have the luxury of taking that year gap. We don't to see the world and travel and decide what we want to do. We don't always have that luxury. So to be able to find yourself and say, I'm not going to go straight to school. I want to do hair. This is finding yourself. This is that area of, is this the business that I want to go into? And then now to say, well, now I'm going to go to school for it, which means I'm bettering myself. I'm investing in myself. So yeah, kudos to you. You know,
I love how she talks to young girls. Even like the conversation she has with the young girls, and I'm like, it's like our social responsibility to create a space for young people and come help us or help them find what it is that they're searching for.
I also love that, like, we're close when we doing hair, so it's like our conversations mix. So it'll be I'm 30 and she's 19, 20. So it's like my clients I do have some young clients, but I have also older clients. So it's like the older clients are speaking with the younger clients, and when we all have a group conversation. It's like different perspectives and different like aspects of what we're talking about. So it's great. We
one thing I definitely don't like is when I have young clients and they're like all over the place. So like, like, cause the thing is, before I started doing hair, I used to get in trouble in school a lot. So like, high school was the worst for me. Middle school was the worst for me. Like, I was really bad, but I was able to like turn that into something good and leave it in the past. So when I hear my clients talking about, like, I be having clients coming to me with like bald spots and stuff from fighting, and I used to get bald spots from fighting too. So that pisses me off, cause I'm like you girls is pretty, y'all young, like y'all have mad stuff to do. Like if I was your age again, I would have did. Like I said, I would have went to school sooner, cause when my parents wanted me to go to college. But like I told them, like, I need that year gap. I need to figure out what I really want to do. I don't want to just jump into something and then owe money, because college is like either way though. Any school you go to, But I definitely wanted to fill out everything before I was like, all right, let me stick to college, because But I'm very glad that, not to say it like that, but I'm glad I didn't go to college yet. But I'm definitely planning on it in the future.
All right. So, does anybody want to say any parting words before we go?
I definitely wanted to say, a lot of my clients be saying that, like, some of them, they know how to do their hair, but they're like, oh, I want to try to, like, make it a business, or, like, nails, makeup, and they always say, oh, like, I'm not a people person, I don't like people, and I just be like, it's not even as bad as you think. Like, you never know who you will meet. Like, all jokes aside, you never know who you will meet. Like, you could do someone's hair, they sitting in your chair, and like, like, they could be a manager or something, or putting you on to something, like, even, there's another hairstylist, Mel, she's one of the other co-owners, like, she be having some celebrity clients sometimes, and then, like, one time I realized she was doing one of these girls' hair, and I'm like, oh, I know her from Vine, but I used to, like, watch her when I was younger, and then I ended up getting a chance to do her hair, so, like, you never know who you'll meet,
Exactly.
So,
any parting words?
Parting words. Just anything is possible.
Yeah.
Social media is not reality all the time, but anything is possible. If someone else can do it, you can do it also. And just believe in yourself and get out there and try.
I would say don't be afraid of anything career-wise, because it's probably something that comes with the territory that you're going to have to deal with anyway. Whether it is something like, having a new system for clients to pay. Even though you may not want to do electronic because of the bad experience, but you're still developing, your clientele, and eventually you get from clientele that you don't want to the clientele that you do want, and you want to be prepared for them, and you want to make it easy for them to pay, and you just want it to be a seamless experience. So don't be afraid. Everything comes with the territory. You just have to. It's helping you build character as well. Because at one point when I first started, I didn't even speak up for myself, and you can't have people come in here and take charge of your room.
I guess the last thing I would say is like just to take care of yourself. I guess that's the most important thing, you know. Sometimes growing up you can learn like just taking care of all these other people and focusing on a bunch of different things. Taking care of yourself is like imperative, I guess you can say. Like making sure you got all your stuff and all your ducks in a row is what you should be doing before you do anything else.
Okay. And so my last thing to say is that if you want more information, you can always come to our website. We're Community Bridges to Success Incorporated.com. I want to thank you guys.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed myself. I will be back shortly to get my hair done and soak up all the rest of the stuff that we've been talking about. But until then, bye and thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Jimmy, thank you for staying.
No worries.